Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video today. I planned on coming out with a Duke versus Carolina game analysis after the game Saturday night, but free agency frenzy has started today in the NFL, and it has been going crazy today. A lot of crazy moves that's been happening in the last 12 hours. So I was like, I got to push that video back, and we got to hit on this free agency stuff. There's a lot of big names that's left big places, gone to big teams, gone to new adventures, so we need to get right into it. Our first move we'll be talking about is Russell Wilson is heading to the Pittsburgh Steelers on a one-year, $1.2 million deal, with the Denver Broncos paying $38 million of his salary for him not to play for the team. I feel like Russell Wilson is a good move for Russell Wilson. I feel like Pittsburgh is where he needs to be in a division that has Joe Burrow dealing with a lot of injuries, with Lamar Jackson, me not trusting Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, and we all know what's going on with Washington over there in the Broncos with the Browns, okay? Not a good team. I feel like, in my opinion, the team's not going to be good next year. They made a big move with Jerry Jeudy coming from the Broncos, but in my opinion, I feel like this is a good time for Russ. It's a good time. They have a top 10, top 5 defense at best. You got TJ Watt still there. Cam Hayward is still there. And Mika Fitzpatrick is still there. All the guys are there. Linebacking core, solid steel curtain. It ain't a steel curtain of the 70s, but it is a steel curtain defensively. They're still solid. They're still a great team. I feel like Russ needs this, man. I mean, when you got a wide receiver core with George Pickens on the rise, I heard that they're going to be trading Deontay Johnson away in the trade market. We'll see how that goes in the future. But Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris is not scrubs back there at the running back position, and the O-line's not that bad. So, in my opinion, I feel like this is a big move for Russ. I really do. It said with a stat here. With his career versus Mike Tomlin, he has 2 starts. He has a 2-0 record. He has 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 645 passing yards, and a 147.1 passer rating. Exceptional numbers. If he can do this against Mike Tomlin, I have no doubt in my mind that Mike Tomlin can put Russ in this system, and Russ will be very efficient. But we got to think about another thing too, guys. Mike Tomlin is on his last season of his coaching contract. I don't know if he will want another contract with Steelers, but his time in the Pittsburgh is dwindling next year. Russ has to make a deep playoff run for this team. There's a lot riding on the line right now. I have a feeling that Russ's Hall of Fame career is in jeopardy. His Hall of Fame trajectory is in jeopardy, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to break to you. There's a lot of big analysts out here that is saying Russ is not going to make the Hall of Fame. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from the head executives that vote on this kind of thing. Russ's career is on the line. His Hall of Fame career is on the line in Pittsburgh. That situation in Denver is a scratch on his career. He won a Super Bowl in the first 5 years of his career, but a knock against him, he had a top 5 defense. He had a Legion of Boom, arguably one of the best defenses to ever live. And then to top that, one of the worst plays in Super Bowl history occurred where he threw a pick on the 2-yard line when he had beast mode back there in the backfield. That is the knock on Russ's career. So, do I see a scenario where Russell Wilson will not end up in the Hall of Fame? I really do. I hate it for Russ. I feel like Russ is a great quarterback. I feel like he's had a Hall of Fame career, in my opinion. His time in Seattle was effective. The highest interceptions he's ever thrown was 13. And the closest to that he had other years was 11. He don't turn the ball over. He's efficient. He's an efficient quarterback. Has thrown one of the best deep balls I've ever seen. But with all that considered, his Hall of Fame career is in jeopardy, ladies and gentlemen. So this is Russ's opportunity to get a big leap and getting over that hump and making himself more efficient. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not had a deep playoff run in a long time. Outside of the year when they had 13 wins and they got put out by Baker Mayfield and the Browns at home in a division round of playoffs with Big Ben crying on the sideline. Yeah. The Pittsburgh Steelers are due for a deep playoff run, Russ. So, do I think Russ can do it? No. I feel like if Russ can win one playoff game, it'd be good enough. I really do. If he can win one playoff game and get another deal, that'd be efficient for him. But we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. So, it's a good thing for Russ. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's betting on himself with this deal. This is a very team-friendly deal. So, the chances of him getting hurt and not being able to play football again is high. but he's betting on himself. Baker just betted on himself. He just got himself $100 million. So it's great. It's a great move for Russ. Great fit. I'm very, very interested to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers in this division next season. I feel like it's going to be the hardest division next season by a landslide, and it's not even going to be close. So we'll have to keep an eye on Russ and the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. Moving on, we got T. Higgens. T. Higgens was franchised by the Bengals this past weekend, and today he has requested a trade from the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this is a tricky situation, ladies and gentlemen. You can say, "Oh, I want T. Higgens. I want T. Higgens." Look, you're gonna have to pay him. He wants a 5-year deal. It says right here, he's disappointed in Cincinnati. He wants a long-term deal. I'd imagine it's a 5-year deal. I just saw today Michael Pittman Jr. just got a 3-year, about $72 million contract. It's about $23 million a year. We're talking about T. Higgens, a bona fide number 1 wide receiver in my opinion. Him and Jamar Chase has been a top 3 wide receiver duo ever since they've been together when Jamar was drafted in 2021. I don't see a scenario where Cincinnati keeps T. Higgens. I've been telling everybody this. You cannot pay 2 number 1 wide receivers top dollar money. It's not going to happen. You're going to keep Jamar Chase more likely because he was the guy. He's the stud. He's an outside guy. You can put him everywhere. He's your guy. Connection with Joe Burrow from college at LSU. You're going to keep Jamar Chase. It's just how it is. He's the better player. He's the better wide receiver. But T. Higgens is not no slouch, guys. Listen, this guy's a bona fide number 1 wide receiver anywhere he goes. Okay, names that I would love to see come up is Kansas City. I would love to see Kansas City make a call. Patrick Mahomes with a wide receiver like T. Higgens would be insane. Kansas City just won the Super Bowl. They just cut Marquez Valdes-Scantling last week when he made the game-winning catch in the Super Bowl. And we don't know what's going on with Kadarius Toney. He's off his rocker. And you got Sky Moore. Sky Moore's, he's okay. He's great. And then you've got Rashee Rice, which is a bona fide slot receiver. I feel like he's another CeeDee Lamb type prospect, moving him around everywhere. He's sufficient. He's great. But if I'm Kansas City, I'm on the phone with Cincinnati as we speak, making a deal. I imagine that Cincinnati probably want at least a first-round pick and a second-round pick, maybe 2 firsts. I don't know. There haven't been an asking price. We don't know. We're just speculating, but some names I heard come up was Carolina and Tennessee. I don't want to see T. Higgens in Tennessee or Carolina. I imagine every football fan don't want to see him in Tennessee or Carolina except those fan bases. But this is the news on T. Higgens today. I would love to see Kansas City get on the phone with the Cincinnati Bengals and try and make a move for T. Higgens. It would be a beautiful fit. Another team that I would be interested to see is the LA Chargers with Justin Herbert because I heard they're going to try and move off Mike Williams. But him and Keenan Allen would be pretty crazy on the outside. But my favorite move with him would be him going to the Kansas City Chiefs easily. But we'll see. The next move we'll be talking about is the Tennessee Titans are expected to sign Tony Pollard on a 3-year, $24 million deal. Guys, if you don't know it or not, I'm a Cowboys fan. I wanted to have Tony Pollard back. I really did. I think he was a great back. I feel like he had a rough season, but it all wasn't his doing. Our O-line play wasn't that good this year, and our run concepts were really bland and boring. So I wanted to have him back, and it seems they got him for $8 million a year, which is not bad, but ladies and gentlemen, we are in cap crap right now. I would love to use a different word, but we're not going to use it for this terms of this video. But we are in cap crap, okay? We don't have money. We're broke. We got $2.2 million in cap space. We had to restructure Zach Martin just to get under the cap. We still got to extend CeeDee Lamb. And we got to pay Dak. I don't see a scenario where we choose $60 million in cap on Dak's contract this year. I just don't. But in the terms of Tennessee and this move for Tony Pollard, it don't make sense to me. The team's not that good. They got D-Hop's there, but D-Hop made it sound like D-Hop was going to leave. There was a lot of trade talk with him last season, and I imagine going into next season there's going to be a lot of trade talk with him. Maybe even this offseason. Defense is not good. They got rid of Kevin Byard last year. The only guy they got is Jeffrey Simmons, and I think Alshire is a free agent this year. I no good DVs. I don't like this move for Tony. I really don't. It's not good for his career, in my opinion, but I imagine this is the team that gave him the most money. I saw a tweet today where it said that the Cowboys and the Giants and the Vikings is the three teams that offered him. So I guess the Titans outbid. I would have loved to maybe seen him with the Vikings. That would have been a better move. But it is what it is. I think Tony made a business decision. He wanted more money, which it's not the wrong decision to make. But I hate this move for Tony. I don't like it, especially with them not having a future at quarterback right now. It's a tough beat, and Derrick Henry's leaving them also. So not excited for Tony in this move, but he made a business decision. But for Dallas wise, I don't see where they go running back. We'll go and get at that at the end of this video. But the next move I would like to talk about is David Bakhtiari being released by the Packers. He has been a 5-time All-Pro with the Packers and been there 11 years. I imagine that any team that takes David Bakhtiari, they're going to use him as a backup, as a backup type. Put him in every other play. I wouldn't say as a bona fide backup. Do him like a switch where you put him in every once in a while, maybe like half of the offensive plays. The guy's injury prone. I don't see this man getting good money. Whoever signs him, I would love to see him come to Dallas. I really do. We obviously are not going to get Tyron Smith back next season. I'd love to see him in Dallas on a team-friendly deal. I really do. Put him at left tackle. I mean, the guy's been sensational his whole career. I mean, I imagine no team is going to pay him off his past injury history. So would I love to see him on Dallas? Absolutely. I think that would be a good move for him. But we'll have to wait and see on this one in the next days to come. I think this is one of the last pieces in the Aaron Rodgers era for the Packers, so it's a smart move for them. Get rid of the Aaron Rodgers past energy, move on, new future, Jordan Love. I imagine Jordan Love is going to get a contract extension this offseason after the splendid playoff performance he had this past season. So I hate it for David Bakhtiari, but it was a move that needed to be made, and I'd love to see him go to a title contender and en route to win another Super Bowl. The next move I'd like to be talking about is Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle, getting a 4-year, $110 million base value that includes $84.75 million guaranteed with the Las Vegas Raiders. I love Christian Wilkins. He is a undersized defensive tackle, but man, can that man play defensive tackle. He's elusive. He knows how to shed off blockers. He's efficient in the run and pass game. He's an all-purpose defensive tackle, in my opinion. I think he's very underrated. He's well deserving of this contract. I know the Miami Dolphins are hurting losing him. The Miami Dolphins is hurting on the defensive side of the ball. They added Jalen Ramsey this past season. They lost Xavier Howard. They lost their outside linebacker to an Achilles injury. I don't imagine seeing him next season. They lost Bradley Chubb to an ACL off a play that didn't even matter. So, I mean, I don't see a scenario where the Dolphins is contending next season. I would imagine that offensively they're going to try and push them up, but I don't think they're going to be able to make stops. They don't have one DB right now that's going to be good. Linebackers, I think they got rid of a couple of their linebackers too. I can't fact check that right fast because we want to keep this video going. But for the moves themselves for the Raiders, I think it's a fantastic move for the Raiders. Christian Watkins and Max Crosby is going to be deadly on that defensive line. Again, on the other side of Tyree Wilson, they did just draft him this past draft. That is going to be a crazy combo to watch next season. So that defensive line is going to be great. All the Raiders is missing. I think the Raiders need DBs. They really need cornerback play. I think they have solid linebackers. And on the offensive side of the ball, Lord, they need a quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is not that guy. Definitely the backup, Alex O'Connell, is not that guy either. The backup quarterback today they were experimenting with. And they did just release Brian Hoyer this past weekend. And they obviously have wide receiver play. Devontae Adams is still there. Renfro's still there, but I imagine they're trying to get off of him. I think he's been in trade talks the last 2 years, so I don't see another year where he stays there. Tight end, they just got a good tight end from Notre Dame out of the draft this past year. And then at running back, they did just get rid of their running back, which is we're going to get to next. But they got a guy in Zamir White and Amir Abdullah. 1-2 combo punch. I think they'll be efficient. I think it's an exciting team to watch next season. I don't like them better than the Chiefs next season. Definitely like the Chargers better than them also. I feel like they're fighting for third or fourth place next season. They don't have a quarterback. Without a quarterback, you're not being efficient in this league. But it is something to watch next season with that Max Crosby and Christian Watkins combo next season. Another move I would like to talk about is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has left the Minnesota Vikings and is going to the Atlanta Falcons on a 4-year deal. This is shocking to me because this guy just don't win big games. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just have a conversation about Kirk Cousins. He don't win big games. I don't know who this guy's agent is. Kirk Cousins, your agent. Everybody needs to go hire Kirk Cousins' agent. He just gets money. I don't understand. I don't understand why. This guy just gets money. He gets his bag. He got a 4-year deal after just tearing his Achilles this past season. With no good playoff resume. I don't understand it. I know Kurt's probably a likable guy. I don't understand why Kurt's getting this kind of money. I really don't. So, good for Kurt. I like it for him. I feel like with this offense with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts, it's going to be a very effective offense. And Mac Hollins at wide receiver on the opposite side of Drake London, it's going to be a good offense. Van Jefferson in the slot, it's going to be a good offense. Defensively, they were very good. They had Jesse Bates at safety. I know they had Jeff Okuda at cornerback. They got Calais Campbell at defensive tackle. They got good linebacking play. I think the Falcons are going to be contending for the division championship next season. I don't see them making a playoff push. And then, let me take it back. I think they could make a playoff push in the NFC, but it depends on what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look like. Seeing that they did retain Baker on a $100 million deal, and they kept Mike Evans too. So that team is going to be still intact come next season. So it's going to be good to see next season and interesting what's going to happen in the NFC South. But this is a good move for Kurt. Me personally, again, like I said, I don't understand the hype around this guy. He has his moments. He's not clutch in prime time. He's not a clutch quarterback at all, in my opinion. And he's not got a good playoff resume. So I don't know how he keeps getting his money, but it's a good change of scenery for him. He did have Justin Jefferson and the guy from USC over there on Minnesota. Bona fide wide receivers. Great running back play, too, with Dalvin Cook over the last couple of years. And he had TJ Hawkinson at tight end this past season. You know, it's as good as it's going to get for Kirk. I mean, you can't get better than what he had in Minnesota. So maybe the Falcons got something better to offer over there, down south, down in the ATL. Maybe. I don't know how, but again, it's Kirk Cousins. He just keeps getting money, you know. But moving on, we got the most depressing news of the day for me. Like I said, I'm a Cowboys fan. So, Howie Roseman strikes again, as always. He continues to make me mad, but hey, there's nothing I can do about it. Former Giants running back Saquon Barkley has reached an agreement on a 3-year, $37.75 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles, worth up to $46 million and includes $26 million fully guaranteed at signing. This is a depressing move. Okay, we just got rid of TP today, and we just got wind that Josh Jacobs has been signed by the Packers. We'll get to that move next. This is depressing. I don't know why Dallas doesn't run it back. I'm not really too worried about Saquon being on the Eagles because in the past, Saquon historically against the Cowboys is not that good. I feel like we always keep Saquon in check when we play him. So against the Eagles, I don't see a scenario where that changes. With an Eagles team that's coming off Jason Kelce retiring and Lane Johnson in his final years in the NFL, he's getting old. The only good bona fide lineman they have is maybe Jordan Mailata, and I think he's a little overrated. He cheats off the lineup a little bit. I saw where they just extended their guard, one of their guards, but I'm not going to be scared of the Eagles' run game next season. I'm really not, and I don't trust their new coordinator, which is Kellen Moore. So he's going to be Mr. Throw the ball across the yard. So I'm not going to be too worried about what the Eagles do against my Cowboys. But I'm worried about it for this reason for the Cowboys. There is no good running backs left. Derrick Henry is the go-to move for me, but I think it will happen no, because we're the Cowboys. We just sit on our butts on free agency as always. And I just got wind that Aaron Jones is available also, so that is an interesting move for me there, though. But Aaron Jones is getting released, so he will be a free agent. I would love to see that combo for the Cowboys. Aaron Jones is the Cowboys killer. Did you guys not just see what Aaron Jones did to us in the playoffs? He had a field day on us. He loves playing in Dallas. He just loves playing in Dallas. The guy's from Dallas. Sorry, my light was messed up there. I would love to see Aaron Jones in Dallas. I'd love to see him or Derrick Henry in Dallas. But the odds of that happening is slim to none, because we are the Dallas Cowboys. So, be that as it may, the Eagles strike again. I would have loved to have Saquon Barkley, just not at that price, $12.5 million. That was not going to work for the Dallas Cowboys at all. So that move is not. It just sucks because Saquon's not available and Josh Jacobs is not available. So we don't have no running backs available, and I don't want to draft one. So again, we got Saquon Barkley going to the Philadelphia Eagles with an already stacked offense with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. But like I said, I'm not worried about the Eagles because Saquon doesn't ever kill the Cowboys. So it's not a big of a deal for me. But I know for some, mainly Eagles fans, that is a big deal for them. But I'm just worried about this from a Cowboys standpoint because there's no running backs available. So, and like I said, James Jones, and that we'll just go ahead and move to the next topic because Josh Jacobs has been signed by the Packers, and Aaron Jones has been told that he is being released. This was an interesting move for me. I don't see the situation of why you signed Josh Jacobs for Aaron Jones. If you blame it on injury history, my retort to that would be Josh Jacobs has got an injury history under himself too. You got AJ Dillon. I feel like Aaron Jones was that all around back. You can catch the ball out the backfield. He can run up the middle of the tackles. He can do everything. He can do it all for you. And you had that AJ Dillon. He'll come in, just run between the tackles, get you them 3 or 4 yards. That is Josh Jacobs' play style. AJ Dillon and Josh Jacobs have the same run style. They got the same play style. So to me, it makes your offense a little basic and not unique, and where you could use Aaron Jones out the backfield and then keep defense guessing. But this is the move that the Packers want to make. Frank Gutekunst, Packers GM, he wanted to sign Josh Jacobs. I am shocked by that move. I was shocked when I saw it. I don't see the sense in it for the Packers, but they want to get off Aaron Jones for injury history. Like I said, my retort to that is they both have a big, huge injury history, so I don't see the point in this move at all. So that's that. It looks like on the only biggest moves I wanted to make. It seems that is on the only really, really big moves that's happened so far. Again, and just talk a little bit about the Cowboys. I think in free agency we got to sign Derrick Henry. I don't see no reason why we don't sign Derrick Henry after the move with Saquon and us losing Tony Pollard. We need that big back on our offense. We just need it. I saw today where we lost Tyler Biadasz and Dorrance Armstrong to the Washington Commanders, so we took a big hit on offensive line, especially with us not bringing back Tyron Smith next season. We need beef at running back. We just do. I love Deuce Vaughn. Okay, I'm a big Deuce Vaughn fan. So I would love to see us make a move at running back and address that need with Derrick Henry. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 1 of Free Agency Frenzy. I'll keep this video nice and short. Don't want to go anywhere past. We're already at 25 minutes on the dot right now, so we don't want to do more than that. I imagine I'll be making more videos like this in the future. Again, I will have that Duke versus UNC analysis coming tomorrow. I didn't get into it today because, again, I had to make this video tonight. I might film it tonight, but it will be coming out tomorrow, definitely, with some editing and things of that nature. But, again, this is only part 1. I imagine there will be a part 2 soon with all the moves going on in the NFL in the next couple weeks. Again, we got to keep other moves informed in the future, like T. Higgens, to see where he goes. And I imagine there's going to be some big names coming up in the future. So, again, thank you for joining me with this video. This is one of my first videos I'm ever going to post. And then I wanted to be live. I wanted to be uncut, unfiltered. straight off the dome. And I feel like that's the most way for the audience to do it because it's live. My current reaction, I haven't had time to sit and ponder on these thoughts. It's just my thoughts straight off the dome. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace, love, and positivity always, baby. See ya.